when you talk about stepping stones in this book, and I have this very vivid image of reading the vignettes and thinking of driving and like the words coming out of the windows, or like the little kind of flutters, the vignettes kind of drawing the landscape and like pulling you in, and kind of, and then you see the eagles and the crosses by the side of the road, and then there's Johnny Cash, and like, and there's a little bit of like these kind of almost like droplets. They create this information on what is about to happen, almost as if you're arriving at the story, not that the story has begun already, and I really like that. And yeah, and possibly having grown near Trás-os-Montes, as or having spent many summers in my grandparents' hometown in near Trás-os-Montes, I feel a familiarity with kind of the roads and the endless hours driving, and like, and just if you have a puncture, you have to wait for hours to like get to a phone. um there's such deep empathy by the landscape, or towards the landscape as well, not just the people, and how it kind of molds your experience as a reader. um yeah. So sorry. does does anyone have any other questions?
Yeah, I can comment on that. I think that was surprised for me when I arrived there. I didn't know that I was going to write about that, but as I spent more time there, I realized that that landscape, the way it was changing and in a way dying, had to become part of the story. It was kind of mirroring what I was writing about in the people. So, and of course, I'm aware of that. And the text talks about that, about the metaphor, that it's present constantly. But the landscape became more and more important. And I also went there in several times, which meant that I could see how it changes with seasons, and that change that became important. It's interesting because, of course, I wanted to feel like a journey, and I drove a lot, in fact, because it's true, you have to drive so much. And again, it's like, this is such a small country, and I don't think you feel it in anywhere else in the country as you feel in Trás-os-Montes, that things are so far away from each other, like villages are so far away from each other, towns are so far away. It's really staggering, because it's so empty. You actually do a lot of miles without seeing people, and so that became a part of it. But of course, it has that sense of journey, and that sense also of introducing, starting with the book being like you arrive to a place.